So today's video is going to be about repairing furniture that you already have. I'm going to be putting some drawers back together that broke, and I'll explain more about it a little bit in the video, but basically it's just a dresser that I've had most of my life, and I overpacked it and the drawers fell apart. The fronts fell off, the backs fell off, and I'm going to be showing you a really quick and easy fix on how to do it so you can keep using that furniture. Or if you find furniture at a yard sale or Goodwill or something that's like this, you can easily fix it with minimal costs. So yeah, stay tuned. And then the finished product will be in another video because we're actually moving it from one room to another and doing a little bit of other stuff to it. So I'll show it to you in a video that's following this, hopefully later this week. Don't forget to subscribe to see that video and more videos. And have a good day. Okay, so I've had this particular dresser since I was about 7 or 8 years old, but as you can tell over the years, especially in my teenage years, I kind of overpacked the drawers and they more or less exploded. Couldn't even get this one to open. So luckily I still have, you can see the pegs, but then there was the back that had to be fixed. And it was just a hot mess. Teenagers shouldn't have good furniture. As for supplies, aside from your broken drawers, you're going to need some sort of adhesive. We're using the Elmer's wood glue. You're going to need clamps to hold the pieces together once you're done. And then a sandpaper to smooth out the edges. Or in our case, we used a utility knife just to clean up some of the glue and stuff that was already there. So right now, my dad's going through and removing all of the glue, which oddly enough on this dresser was more like a caulking, which is so weird to find on a wood material because caulking is generally used as a sealant for like bathtubs and sinks. That's what he's doing with the utility knife. I was really lucky to have my dad helping me with this project because he's been in the industry for 40 years and he did a lot of the work. And right here, he's going through and just cleaning up some of the edges where the wood chipped off when the drawer came out. You could also use sandpaper for this, but we didn't see the point in opening a whole package of sandpaper just for a little bit. That's how it was on all of the drawers. And he's just doing that, and then we get to glue. Alright, so right here, we're just filling the holes at the front of the dresser where the actual handle and door is. It had pegs, so all we really had to do was fill up the holes, and you don't need a lot of glue. You really just want to put a little tiny bit, and then he just kind of threw some extra on. And because we already had the pegs, we just filled the peg holes, and then there was this line on the actual door where the bottom of the drawer went into it, so we just put a line of glue through that for extra support on the bottom and to just make sure for sure that this drawer does not come apart again, because I've had issues with it for years. So if you have this, do just like we are. Don't be as squiggly as my dad. He apparently never learned how to draw a straight line. And then once you fill up any of the holes and stuff, oh look, Aria's trying to help. Yeah, once you fill up the holes, we filled the holes for the pegs and the hole for this bottom support with glue. You're going to want to put the pieces together, which you're going to see in a sec. After you have put the glue onto your wood where it needs to be, you're just going to fit the pieces back together. So in our case, we put the pegs in the hole and the bottom part of the drawer through that line. And you just make sure that it's in there or adhesed really tightly or well. Put some pressure on it. If you don't have clamps, you can just use something that's really heavy. For one of my smaller drawers, I actually used my fiance's toolbox because it's full of really heavy tools, and that worked just fine. Otherwise, you're going to take the clamps and just clamp it together and hold it for at least 6 hours to make sure that the glue dries and that your pieces are stuck together as well as they possibly can be. Something that I forgot to mention before is if you want to make them extra secure and have a little bit more than glue, you can nail the pieces together. So right here my dad's using a drill bit. I don't know what size. It's gonna be specific to the wood that you're using, the material, the width. So my best advice is just go to the hardware store and show them pieces or tell them about it, and they'll be able to tell you like what size nail and everything you're gonna need. But you want to use a drill bit first and drill a hole, otherwise you're gonna split your wood in half. And then after you drill in the hole, you're just gonna put your nail in and just hammer it in, just like drills and or hammers and nails work. Also, a piece of advice, wipe the glue with a wet paper towel after you glue it. Forgot to mention that before.